Thome Estate's main landmark has got to be the Safari Park Hotel, which stands prestigiously along the Thika Superhighway. But it's only when you step inside the facility that you truly get to appreciate one of the neighborhood's talent center. The Safari Cat dancers are the highlight of the facility's entertainment program, comprising of a total of 58 members, among them 7 acrobats. The crew use their bodies as a form of art to enhance appreciation of tradition and culture intertwined within this community.
This group was started as a way of giving back to the community. When the hotel was thinking about entertainment of our tourists and our various guests, both international and local, we thought about how we can be able to tap into the youth, the various talents that the youth of this country have. And the initial dancers, the original dancers who were recruited in 1992 to start these Safari Cats were actually recruited from the slums of Dandora, Mathare, and the surrounding areas. And many of them actually were school dropouts who had never gone to high school. Others were high school dropouts who had various challenges. And we invited a choreographer from Belgium called Francis Dimatu. He worked with them and produced the first show since 1992.
Since then, the Safari Cat dancers have performed at the hotel every night from 9 p.m, entertaining guests of a facility that dates back over 50 years. The hotel began as a British military official barracks and was mainly patronized by weary tourists on their way to and from Mount Kenya, mainly the army officers and their families. At the time, the facility was categorized as a 3-star hotel with 105 rooms and was run as a family business owned by the Boswell family. In fact, the initial name for Safari Park Hotel was the Spread Eagle Hotel, but in 1974, the family sold off the hotel to the Safari Park Holdings Limited, where it changed its name.
Way back in 1985, the main restaurant and the main building for the hotel got burnt. Oh. It was destroyed by fire. And by that time, some new investors had come in from Paradise in Korea, and they took over and they renovated it and refurbished it from starting in 1989 up to 1992, when it was upgraded to a 5-star hotel and it became what is here currently.
Today, Safari Park Hotel remains one of the most popular in the region. Sitting on nearly 50 acres of land space, the hotel currently has 203 rooms and 20 conference halls, and prides itself as embracing a rich, dynamic African culture to its structure, a characteristic that has earned Safari Park the name the African Paradise.
We are unique, one, because you can see the gardens, you can see the size, our landscape. Inside the city, it's difficult to find this kind of environment. Our designs maintaining the real, true African culture. Yeah, most of the arts in this country used to be secular, and then we have got unique strength in the human resource that we keep. In fact, several years back, we used to have got foreigners landing this hotel, but now we have got Kenyans 100% learning the hotel and learning the facility and doing much better than it used to be.
We have more of appreciation of nature, yeah, so we try as much as possible not to cut a tree. So we conserve our trees, we conserve the environment, and that is what people nowadays want. When I come from the UK, when I come from the US, I'm looking for something that is completely different from what I see in the US and the UK.
Most of the big local events that we've been able to host are the National Prayer Breakfast. We've had very big conferences, international, just to mention a few. We've had NATCOM, UN Women, and this all attributes to the different venues that we have.
But whereas residents of Thome Estate pride themselves in this 5-star facility, they don't offer up the same positive energy towards this one.
Habari hapa? Umepata nafuu ama bado?
Unapata bado.
Wewe umekaa hapa muda gani?
Mwezi mmoja.
1 month. Ulitoka wapi kabla hujakuja hapa?
Huku tu Nairobi.
Na wewe ndugu yangu?
Mimi natoka Tasia, nimekaa kama nielekea 3 months.
3 months. Na wewe ndugu? 2 weeks. Wadi ya chairman. Wana chairman anakaa nyuma ya grill.
Naona kamera.
Ameona kamera. Kamera sio mbaya. Kwa hivyo hapa yule amekaa zaidi ni wewe. Mzee uniingia hapa lini? Mwezi wa 4.
Paul Richu is the estate chairman for Thome 5. He takes us to this halfway house within the neighborhood, which he says was established without proper consultation with residents of the neighborhood. After minutes of waiting to gain access to the facility, we are given the contacts of one of the directors who says he is not around. But eventually, we gain entry into the rehab center.
Kwa sababu tumekuwa tukitaka tu kujua ni service gani inafanywa hapa. Sisi ni majirani, wajua ni mzuri kujua. Ili kama unasikia mtu ambaye anataka usaidizi, basi unajua utamwelekeza wapi. Mlijuaje hii facility iko namna hii?
Internet.
Hata internet? Sasa ulingugu nini?
Sasa ikiwa new life, unaona facilities.
Lakini kabla hujajua iko new life, how did you?
No, you go to rehabilitation centers in Nairobi.
You go to rehabilitation centers in Nairobi?
Yeah. Una search, kupatia options utaiona.
The center has been in operation for more than 2 years now, and neighboring residents of the facility claim that some patients cause them sleepless nights due to the noise produced from the facility, especially during medication time.
All the rehabilitation centers, charges are the same or they are different?
They're different.
Kama hii, what are the charges like?
No, it depends with the drug you're addicted.
Okay. Kwa hivyo kuna wa drugs, kuna alcohol, kuna cigarettes, kuna weapon addiction?
No, these center of fiber.
Pole. Kwa hivyo some of the examples kwa mfano ni,
For example, kama
Alcoholic.
marijuana addicts, alcohol addicts. But minimum the same months, 3 months.
We wrote a letter to the said halfway house asking key questions about the facility, but by the time of airing of this program, the letter was yet to be responded to. But Area Code has since established that the National Agency for the Campaign Against Drug Abuse, NACADA, authorized the establishment of the rehab center after conducting what they term as a risk assessment. But the center is not the only thorn pricking the essence of the community here. Thome Estate suffers from major road and drainage issues following lack of a proper infrastructure system.
some of us take a whole year before we could get a drop of water in our pipes.
Like when was the last time your house received water?
It's been about a year. There was a time we had a meeting here last month with the Nairobi County, with the Nairobi Water Company and the residents. We had a big meeting here. And after that, they went and did some magic. And for the first time, we got water. So the last 12 months, we have possibly gotten water here 2 or 3 times. That's unfair. That's what we have to deal with.
I've stayed for a long time without water. I buy water from boreholes. How safe it is, I'm not sure. But I cannot live in this house without water.
The face of Thome Estate is changing. Bungalows are slowly being replaced by high-rise commercial establishments, and perhaps therein lies the problem. Most of the buildings are coming up on old infrastructure meant to serve a few houses in the estate.
What people have then done is to build over the river. We haven't seen any approvals for this. Yes, we haven't seen any approvals.
Because it looks like the river was meant to go straight, right?
The river was meant to go like that, but it was all open, and therefore we could clean the river. But how do you now clean it when it is passing through people's property? This is a raw sewage. It's coming from these flats.
Or these commercial buildings.
These commercial buildings. Now, they are built without any approved plans. They are built without any infrastructure. So what they do is they direct their waste, their toilet waste here. Some of the water supply that the residents use pass through here. So whenever there is some leakage, you can imagine the kind of diseases, the kind of health risks that the residents are exposed to when our water gets contaminated by this sewage.
The estate management levies a 3,000 shilling subscription fee to the residents here. Funds which went a long way in constructing this police post over 5 years ago. Benson Kanyi is the estate treasurer and remembers the resolve by the people here to solve the security crisis, which at the time had become dire, leading to the construction of the police post.
It came to 45,000 per person, and members contributed. We went on to say, you can contribute even more. The way the spirit or the way you feel, you can assist this community. Some went up to 60,000, 70,000. I know the highest was 70,000.
But a month ago, the police post was burnt down by an unknown number of people. Residents claiming it was a plot to grab the land, which they say belongs to the community here.
Everything has been built afresh. Everything here is built afresh. Everything. These, the other facilities, the toilet facilities.
This is where the uniforms were.
Yes, these are the uniforms.
The police post is up and running again, with 9 security officers attached to it and providing security to a neighborhood which began as a coffee farm and remains resolute in its quest to sustain its high stature in the midst of growing commercial establishments.
I like this place, but I'm dissatisfied that I don't get services. I like living here, but I'm very, very dissatisfied that I don't get services. Yeah, I use very rough roads during the rain season. It's very bad. So I'll be much happier, more comfortable if I got the services.
The pipes that serve these plots were laid down by the residents many years ago. That time, we only had residential plots, and therefore that was sufficient. After that, as you have seen for yourself, we have hundreds of flats that have come up. Now, that means more consumers, higher demand for the same water resources. And it means that the water that would be here available is no longer available.
In this place, it requires good things, infrastructures like road. We need them tarmacked. We feel there's no reason why we should not have good road, because we have struggled to get the way up to the level they are now. Then the next level, we need our county to think about us.
For Area Code, I am Timothy Otieno.